To fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
Doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. South Florida's premier law enforcement agency is now hiring individuals like you. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department is now accepting applications for non-certified and certified police officer positions. Minimum requirements and qualifications can be found at flpdjobs.com. That's flpdjobs.com. Are you ready? The city of Fort Lauderdale is an equal opportunity employer.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Dolphins to the Heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Lollipop, blow in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner, Craig Zins Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, we go. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Caneswear. Go to caneswear.com, where all orders over $99 get free shipping. Sloman's Total Home Security. Protect your home with the best in the business. 1-800-ALARM-ME for the company serving America for nearly 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com. Licensed roofing contractor. 100% financing is available. Go to Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Then all of a sudden, wait a minute, no audio? There's no sound? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, all right. Are we getting sound now? So I've been talking for nothing? Is that
Yeah,
what
we
it's-
need to redo the beginning now too.
Seriously. Damn. All right. Can anyone read lips is what they're saying.
Wait, is it still not?
You just came on. There we go. Back on. Okay, so back on. So it was on and then it went off. Like I don't know. Do I need to repeat? We're not big on repeating content here.
We go. I'll bite the bullet on this. 100% my fault. Let's go ahead and start from the beginning, from the first yell.
No, I don't want the yell again.
3, 2, 1.
Let's do it! It's a Saturday, baby. We're locked and loaded. We're out here at Caneswear, 2511 South University Drive. So come on out. And, of course, we told you Tyler Van Dyke would be signing here, and he's going to be here between 1 and 3. So come on out to Caneswear. You can buy some of your Canes goods and get them signed. All right? We'll be out here broadcasting till 1 o'clock. Ira Winderman will stop by at 11:30, so we'll talk a little Heat with him. We'll talk a little Miami Dolphins with Joe Shad at 12:30. So we'll have a little fun with Joe Shad there. So I like it. So we got plenty of things to talk about today on the program. Got Sean Stanley. We got the Edge, of course. We had my man John stop by and drop off a little Edge. He heard we were here. So he brought us his Edge cooler and brought us some Edge, which was a beautiful thing. Thank you, John.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And he also brought you, I see, a case of the Edge as well, which
got me a case of Edge.
Which I was supposed to give you your case, which didn't kind of make it to you. But I
did get a couple cans from you.
Yeah, you got a couple cans.
But you hogged up the rest because you probably did that on purpose.
I
But
think
that's
so
all right.
good.
That's all right. That's all right. We got a highly apart. Hey, I got a couple extra cans here. Like, where's the
I was
whole
giving you a
case?
can at a time. Can at a time.
Where's the case, bro? Where's the case? So anyway, we're out here at Caneswear. We're going to be out here till 1 o'clock broadcasting live, having some fun. Brett and all the great people are out here. And if you want to come on down and get a signature from Tyler Van Dyke, you still can do that. Come on down. You can't buy the tickets anymore online, but you can still buy your ticket here and get in line at 1 o'clock to meet Tyler Van Dyke, take a picture, get something signed. And obviously here at Caneswear, you've got all kinds of things. And think about it. If he becomes a stud, which he will be in the NFL, how much is that going to be worth when he becomes a stud in the NFL? So, again, sometimes that doesn't really matter. We talked about this the other day, like, with my Merino helmet. I don't care how much it's worth. I'm not selling it. You know what I mean? I'm sure that Merino helmet, I could sell it for a couple $100, maybe $1,000 or something. I have no interest in doing that ever. You know what I'm saying? Because it means a lot to me to have that damn Merino helmet. So I just think it's one of those deals where if you're a huge fan, and this is a moment where you get to meet Tyler Van Dyke and then he signs it specifically for you, there's a different connection like that. You buy something off a memorabilia store, something that's signed, it's great. It's fantastic. You hang it on your wall, your office. It's cool, all that. It's great. But there's a little some to it when you actually get it physically signed in front of you for you. There's just something special to that. And that's the kind of moment that you can have today at Caneswear here at 2511 South University Drive in Davie. Yes, sir.
Just the fact that you get to meet him and talk to him face to face as he's signing your stuff. It's
I
a
know,
moment.
dude. That's awesome.
It is a moment.
And by the way, anybody that's got a son that's a fan, I mean, every dad, this is a great moment for a dad to bring a kid and connect. It's a great moment. By the way, John Rouse is in the house, and he brought us some pastellis too. Yeah, baby. Vicky Bakery.
Let me know when you want one at a time. I'll give you those to you one at a time as well.
That'll be. I'm sure you will.
Sure, give me half of one at a time. That's
Got
what
one
you're
right here
probably
for you.
gonna
Want
do.
it?
Yeah, exactly. Damn, my man is hogging it all up. I can't get anything. Takes all the edge, taking all the pastellis. And Vicky Bakery, you're more than welcome to become a sponsor of the program. We need a little Cuban coffee sponsor. That's what we need. Un cafecito sponsor, man. That would be, because we have the edge, right? We have Nature B, right? Now we need a little cafecito. There's nothing wrong with that. All different kinds, I like that. It's a beautiful thing. Any thoughts on the Panthers game later? We'll talk about that against the Red Wings. The Red Wings are in town. So we'll talk about it. It was nice to see them bounce back against the Senators, man. I mean, they should beat the Red Wings. Come on, the Red Wings are like right around 500, right? I mean, it's not really a team that should be giving the Panthers. They're a young and up and coming team, but they're not where the Panthers are at right now. So the Panthers should be handling the Red Wings today. Vicky Bakery is deadly good. It is. It's delicious. It's delicious. They do a great job. And they're more than welcome to become a sponsor of the program, too, on top of all of that. Anyway, we got a lot of things to talk about. Got a couple of guests coming by to join us. Not personally, I mean, on the show. We got all kinds of things that we can get into. Heat are back in action tonight against the 76ers. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch Embiid and Harden tonight. And the Tyrese Maxey kid is a good three-point shooter, too. He's had a really good year overall for them. 8 o'clock for that game. I still think Miami is the better team. I know they won't be complete, but they still can beat the Sixers tonight. So that'll be fun to watch, and that'll be also at FTX Arena too. That edge. I have to be careful when I drink the edge can because it's not a big can, right? So I find myself trying to control my sips. You do the same thing,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Isn't it right?
Yes.
Because you want to keep taking a bigger sip, but then you realize the bigger sip you take, the less there is in the can, and less trips you're going to have to the can. Not that other can, this can.
Can I tell you a deadly secret I did?
What'd you do?
I bought a small fridge for the office. It's right behind me. You can't see it when we're on camera because it's blocked by me.
Full of edge.
All I've got to do is turn around and grab it.
That's smart. That's smart. I have a fridge in my studio, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And I have an extra small fridge that's hanging around in the garage.
That's what this one is, the extra small. I can actually put it in my front seat of the car.
Yeah,
and plug it in DC. It's good.
I have an extra fridge that I purchased for somewhere else that they wouldn't even have the decency of purchasing a fridge for us.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for purchasing it.
Yeah,
I used it quite a bit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I had to purchase a fridge. I had to purchase the microwave out of my money. And the shit that goes on behind the scenes, people have no idea in radio. I mean, the stuff that goes on, dude. It's just amazing, dude. Amazing. I'm done with the can. There's one little sip left. It's like delicious. It's not because we tell you it's smooth, delicious, and zero aftertaste. It's because that's what it is. Jamie says, Big O, Sean, how true is it that the Dolphins have asked for a saying B trade? Anything official, or is it still rumors? It makes no sense to me unless it's mid to late rounder. Ask for a saying B. What? Yeah, is that... Jamie, what the hell is a saying B trade? I have no idea what that means, dude. You got me there. You might have. I think it's what Sean says. Must have been some kind of autocorrect or something like that. Anyway, so when you want to correct that so I can understand what it is, you tell me, my brother. Oh, Saquon. Oh, no. Jamie, don't start believing all the crap rumors that they're going to throw out there. Nobody, Chris doesn't talk to anybody in the media. Okay? These guys aren't talking to anyone. Not Reggie McKenzie, not Marvin Allen. So they really have they really have no idea what's going on. So people are just going to throw crap out there, and there's no way Miami is trading anything for Saquon Barkley. Okay? I don't even think they want to pick up his current salary. So they're probably better off waiting for Saquon Barkley to get released. And then maybe they could sign him as a straight-up free agent and bring him in because they won't have to give him that much money, and he can he's going to have to sign a prove-it deal with incentives anyways wherever he goes because he hasn't proven jack crap in this league, and he's only been injury-prone and hasn't really fulfilled any of the potential that we all saw with him at Penn State. So, Jamie, and this is not just for Jamie, this is for all Dolphin fans. Tread carefully. We kind of go through this, and we went through it last offseason, and they got a shit ton of stuff wrong, okay? And the media is going to get all kinds of stuff wrong. They've got to fill the space. It's a 24-hour news cycle. Editors are asking for content. Writers have to create content. So they just create all kinds of content that is just food for thought in the end. It's not really anything that's of substance. So don't believe anything that goes on. I try to tell you a lot of times with some of the stuff that goes on, with a lot of the stuff that goes on in crypto, that most of it is not true. And you don't believe it and don't listen to it. I would tell you the same thing here in sports. A lot of the stuff that you're hearing is not true. There's no substance to it. It's just people making stuff up because they've got to fill space. That's it. So Saquon Barkley, there's no way in hell that they would do something like that. Nice to see you guys on a Saturday. Looks good on ya, LOL. Yes, thank you, Giovanni. I appreciate you. Well, you know, we do a broadcast once a month here at Caneswear, and it's one that moves around. It could be any day of the week, and we figured on a day like today, this is the day to do it. You know, help Brett and the people promote a great event with Tyler Van Dyke. Possibly, maybe we get Tyler on the show. So, you know, it's a I think a fantastic day to be out here. Let's see what we got here. Flores wants to trade Minka. Tomlin told him to stay in his lane. Big O, who is this guy you're promoting? What guy? Oh, you talking about Tyler Van Dyke? I don't know. If Susie doesn't know who Tyler Van Dyke is, I have no idea. Saquon is an undisciplined runner who always looks for the big run. He gets hurt a lot because he dances too much. Rosendo, I am with you. I saw that Mario Cristobal lost his mom, Clara. And I know that he's been dealing with that for a while. And obviously, you got the bad news that he ended up losing his mom, which obviously our thoughts and prayers for Mario and his family. And never a situation you want to deal with. And the worst part about as I've experienced it, and then you kind of pass on that experience to people, and it's something you have to learn to live with, unfortunately, because you really never recover from losing a loved one, right? Hell, I just lost my best friend a couple of months ago, and there's not a day that goes by. I actually was thinking of Bill on the way here. You know what I mean? So I was jamming some Scorpions and stuff. So I was just thinking about that, and it kind of came through. So it's just one of those things you never recover from. So obviously, you know, Mario going through a tough time and a situation that we all have to experience at one point or another. I lost my father 30 years ago, and It's not something that you ever recover from. You know what I mean? It's something you think about every single day, 30 years later. And I'm sure I'll be thinking about him, for the next whatever my time is left on this earth 10, 20, 30, 40 years. I doubt 40, but would be nice if I get to the 90s. But yeah, it's just one of those deals, man. It sucks to have to lose someone and then you never recover. That's usually what it is. It's just a matter of kind of learning to adjust to it every day of your life and kind of filling. It's a void that never gets filled again. It's what it is. It's something missing in your life forever, and then you've got to just kind of work around that void. That's a rough one. So our thoughts and prayers, obviously, to the Cristobal family and to Mario going through a rough one, having to deal with the loss of his mom. Remember, you can get in on the Welton Rayon text line 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Ira Winderman will join us in about 10 minutes here to talk a little bit about the Miami Heat. They take on the Sixers tonight. Embiid and Harden, baby. That'll be fun. That'll be at FTX Arena. The Panthers will be back in action tonight against the Red Wings. They bounced back with their 3-0 win against the Senators. The over and under is 6.5 goals for tonight against the Red Wings. We'll see if the boys come out with a lot of fire. And something tells me that it wasn't just about the Ottawa game tonight for the Panthers. Something tells me that the Panthers are going to get back on track here and get back on track with a purpose. Okay? That's just the feeling I get when I watch what I'm seeing from the team and the performance I saw the other night from against the Senators. And again, the Senators aren't a good team, and they did what you were supposed to do, take care of business. This is not a bad team tonight, but you're better than the Detroit Red Wings. You should go out there and get it done. So looking forward to that. The Inter Miami squad is back in action tomorrow at 4:00. They're on the road at Q2 Stadium to take on Austin. What's the name of that dude that does those, what is it, like Mercury commercials or whatever? The actor that's that leads Austin. What's his name? Yeah. The guy, huh? McConaughey. That's it. McConaughey. That's it. So is he going to be there? Is McConaughey there?
All right.
There you go. Those commercials are annoying. Are they Lincoln commercials, Mercury commercials, or some? They're Lincoln, right? Okay. Annoying. I don't know. It's just annoying. Those commercials. Oh, dude. Brought me a Perdomo too. You're awesome, bro. Thank you. By the way, the one you gave me you gave it to me like 2 months ago. Smooth. It was smooth. It was like it was a Connecticut wrapper, if I remember correctly, and it was light to medium. Right? Yeah. It was good, bro. Yeah, no, I'm a Perdomo guy, so thank you. Yes. This Connecticut's got flavor, bro. The problem with Connecticut's is, as you know, they're dangerous because some of them just don't have flavor. They're bland. And so it really depends on the wrapper. That's usually the right.
People see a Connecticut wrapper,
right,
and they believe it's going to be light.
Right.
No, that has a lot to do with the filler as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's a beautiful wrapper. It's a great cigar. Shout out to Perdomo 20th, the Big O Show Live.
Thank you. There we go. I love it. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. So, Cigar Social Club, right? Cigar Social Club. There you go. We don't remember phone numbers. We remember Twitter handles. That's how this world is now. We don't remember phone. I don't know any phone numbers anymore. I only know my wife's and my daughter's, and I knew my best friend Bill.
and obviously I no longer have Bill around, unfortunately. Those are the only 3 numbers I knew in my life because those numbers were in my brain forever. I don't know anybody else's numbers, dude. Nobody else. Sean, I work with every day. I do not know his number at all.
I just know you under Big O.
Right, exactly. That's it. I have you under Sean. That's it. And you know what? And it's kind of stupid on my part because you can't learn all the numbers, but like I should know his. Like I should, you know, I probably should take some time. I know my bank accounts, I know my credit card numbers, and you know I know a lot of my important numbers, but I don't know any phone numbers anymore.
It's funny. There's a few on here. It's like I only know my own number.
Right? Yeah, I don't blame you because once they start changing numbers, what are you going to do? You don't remember those numbers ever again. It has to be, they have to have a number that they've known forever. Forever. So, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Hola, Big O. Fan de Tijuana, Mexico. Love your show. Dolphin fan since the 80s. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you out there in Mexico. Big O, should the Dolphins try to sign Amari Cooper if he's released? Hells to the yeah. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. Amari Cooper, the Cowboys reportedly will release Amari Cooper. Those are the reports. I believe Ian Rappaport is the man that broke that. Oh, by the way, Ian Rappaport will be one of our insiders now every Wednesday at 10:10 a.m. The great Ian Rappaport will be on our program exclusively here in South Florida every Wednesday, 10:10 a.m. But anyway, great route runner. I think he would be a phenomenal addition to the Miami Dolphins. And remember, Reggie McKenzie in Oakland drafted him. So Reggie now is with the Miami Dolphins. Amari Cooper's 27 years old. You can give him a 4-year contract. He'll easily play 3 of them. If he's healthy enough, maybe he can play that 4th one and hasn't lost much. Maybe he can play that 4th year, but you'll easily get 3 years out of him. Opposite of Waddle, I think precision route running is so important for a deadly accurate quarterback like Tua. You get precise route runners with accurate passers, and it becomes a deadly combination. So I've told you this from the get-go. I'm not trading for a running back, and I'm not trading for a wide receiver. Not Calvin Ridley, not Amari Cooper, no one. I'm not trading for a receiver. But if they do get released, I happily will go after a receiver that gets released because Miami has a lot of money under the cap, so they can actually get it done. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I would handle it, and I would love Amari Cooper, man. I think Amari Cooper would be absolutely exceptional for the Miami Dolphins. Would be perfect complement to what you've got in Waddle. So, yes, I would love that fit right there. Okay? They have a love affair with Michael Gallup. So it looks like they're going to re-sign Michael Gallup. They have CD. You know, they're kind of rich at wide receiver. So it's kind of weird, right? You're saying, well, you're just going to let go of Amari Cooper. You have to understand where they're at. They're pretty comfortable, and they've got another guy, too, that they like. So they'll be all right. It's not like losing Cooper in their case. It's the end-all, be-all. But for Miami, if you can pick up a 27-year-old free agent, you do that. You definitely do that. All right, let's do this. Give me a minute. We're going to give me a minute break here. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Ira Winderman and our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
Keep fans. Time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
But where's the Big O? Oh, there he is. Where's the Big O? Where'd the Big O go?
I am here, Ira Winderman. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, and I can't tell you, after all the traveling and all the wonky hotel rooms you've seen me in, for the Heat to play 11 of the next 12 at home, you know what? You've asked me all year, when is go time? This is go time tonight against the Sixers, and starting Monday, go time for Victor Oladipo. So we've reached, finally, the stretch run.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's going to be a lot of fun to, you hear the story about Oladipo coming back now and where he's at. And I think that's the exciting part about all of this because, the trading deadline came and went and there wasn't really a big splash. Well, here comes your splash. And if you can get 80% of Oladipo, you are just about to add yourself one hell of a player. If somehow or another he finds that mojo back, because to me that's really what it's all about, is getting over that mental hurdle of him not breaking down. If he's able to do that and you start pushing into the 90 percentile of what he was, oh my God. And that's the exciting part. Have the Heat figured it out, and has Oladipo figured out his body?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You could say you figured it out, but let's face it, Big O. He thought he figured it out last spring. He comes back, he plays 4 games, he goes up for a dunk. Uh-oh. So I think you're always going to be a little bit on edge on those uh-oh moments. The difference is this season, the season doesn't end till April 10th, so there's still plenty of time to see what he has and doesn't have. So I'm going to go the opposite way. A lot of people are probably saying don't push Victor too much in the regular season. We need to save him and have him for the postseason. Oh, I'm going to go the other way. I want them to push the crap out of him. Because if he's going to crap out, better now and get back to what you have than all of a sudden saying to Gabe Vincent, sorry, Gabe, you really filled in great. You're not going to play. Sorry, Max Strus, you did a nice job shooting the threes, but we got Caleb Martin here. You're not going to play. And then boom, on April 8th, on April 7th, all of a sudden Vic has another one of those moments and you sort of have to reshuffle a little. So I hope Vic not only comes back, but I hope not right away, but in a week or two, he gets up to big minutes, even if someone has to step aside a little bit each during a game, because we need to see for 2 reasons. Obviously for the playoffs, but 2, he's going to become a free agent and you're going to have to make decisions. And there's only X amount of dollars to go around in an off season when Tyler Hero's going to be eligible for his rookie scale extension. I need answers, and I need more than just a couple of minutes here and a couple of minutes there.
Yeah, but you can't force it either, Ira. You've got to coach the game to win. So you've got to coach Oladipo and put him into the groove, into a winning groove. You can't force things that will then get you off of the chemistry and everything you have. You and I lived through forcing Alonzo Mourning coming out of the kidney surgery into the starting lineup, and you changed the entire dynamics. You're not doing that here, but the idea that you're saying, well, no, you got to push it. No, I think you ease it in as long as there's a smooth transition. The second it starts getting a little jagged or, a little rough on the edges there, I think you gotta kind of slow down. But I don't think you race to try to, force this whole thing.
No, and again, that's why I'm glad we're talking about this in early March and not in mid or late March or early April like some suggested. Oh, he just needs a couple of weeks and he'll be fine. I need to explore and experiment. Consider this, Big O, though. The Heat this season, the entire season, have played Kyle Lowry, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and Tyler Hero together a total of 47 minutes. It is possible by the end of the next week, when I'm talking to you again on next Friday's Acura Pembroke Pines report, that those 3 plus Victor Oladipo might have played more minutes than those 3 plus Kyle Lowry, depending on Kyle's family situation. So This whole notion of they have to figure out who they are. Hell, they've been trying to figure out who they are from day one this season, this disjointed season. Just come together. This season ends on April 10th in Orlando. You will have a full week as a top 6 seed while the play-in teams take care of their business before you win the playoffs. There will be enough time, but I need to know. I need to know, for example, in the late situations, Milwaukee on Wednesday, Brooklyn on Thursday, what if Victor Oladipo was in there? Would the Bucks and the Nets have scored as much down the stretch? Would the Heat have had so much trouble getting into offense when they had to turn the ball to Tyler Hero at point guard? So I'm already seeing moments in my mind's eye. Ooh, Victor would have helped there. Victor would have helped there.
I got
now
you.
I need to see it on the court.
Yeah, but the good thing also is you have 3 months of playoffs. So if he's durable enough to last through those 3 months, you're going to have a lot of clutch moments too. And that's the other thing, Ira. We don't have to watch Victor Oladipo perform really well in January or in February or in December when it means absolutely zilch. But, man, if he's performing and coming through for you in May in an Eastern Conference Finals, then all of a sudden you're looking at it going, okay, all right, this guy's got it still because not only did he perform in the game's highest moments.
Oh, I 1,000% agree with you, Big O, on that for this reason. If you're going to have to take care of him in free agency, at what level? At playoff success level? At a couple of meandering regular season success levels? We saw that in the 4 games last season. I agree. But I'm going to disagree with your premise of the Heat having this 2-month playoff run. The playoffs start, April 16th, could run as late as June 16th for this reason. I don't mean to be negative. I'm going to give you the half full and half empty here.
Sure.
The Heat, to me, are as likely to possibly go out in the first round as to make the NBA Finals because of the East this year. Look, Big O, among the first round Heat playoff opponents, the most likely opponents percentage-wise are the Brooklyn Nets, are the Toronto Raptors, and the Atlanta Hawks. Not as concerned about Atlanta, but Brooklyn, once they get Ben Simmons and a full-time Kyrie and the vaccine mandate looks like it's headed that way, I'm just saying this is not the previous Eastern Conference where, okay, it'll be a tough run to the finals, maybe the semifinals, and that's it. The East is going to be pretty loaded. Every first-round match will be a minefield again. Like I said here in our Accurate Pembroke Pines report earlier in the week, I can give you a Heat scenario where you have Atlanta in the first round, Cleveland in the second round, Chicago in the third round, and you are booking your travel to the NBA Finals to be courtside. Or I can give you a sort of death path where it's going to be the Nets in the first round, the Bucks in the second round, the Sixers in the East Finals. It's all matchup based. It's as good as you are. You can have the path of least resistance, or you could have the Accurate Pembroke Pines twice a week report with Ira. Ira, going into Game 7 again. What do you think? It could be a minefield. It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, no, I can't argue with your points there, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of cocky Heat fan right now because I think the way this team has developed, they're deep as hell without Depot. You add Depot now, and the Nets are trying to acclimate a whole bunch of pieces, and they're not as deep, and they're not as defensive-minded as Miami and as deep as Miami. And Miami's coaching staff is superior also to the Nets coaching staff, and it's experienced in these kind of situations. So I don't fear the Nets. I really don't fear the East that much anymore. I think Milwaukee's the one that may have that toughness edge that can match Miami if they're healthy. But like tonight's team, I don't fear them. I know
Philadelphia is playing very, very well.
I know they're playing very well.
Now, you might tell me, hey, Ira, that's just the honeymoon. The beauty is the Heat play the Sixers tonight, and their only road game in the next 12 is at Philadelphia 2 weeks from Monday. So you will be able to sort of get a look at how it matches up. I will say this, though, Big O, and I understand the Heat have superior coaching, superior rotation. Talent finds its level. It will not take a while for Kyrie Irving to step back in. He stepped back in for the rare road game against the Heat a week ago on that Saturday, in that game 2 weeks ago, and he was terrific. Ben Simmons, if he can offer you anything, he'll be fine. Talent finds a way. James Harden showed that. He went from fat, sluggish James Harden with Brooklyn to, oh my God, this guy is the MVP James Harden all over again. Now, again, there's a honeymoon period, and playoffs are different. You scout differently. But I will say this. If you were to ask me, Ira, who's the one player in the Eastern Conference you don't think the Heat have an answer for? I'll throw it at you, Big O, and then I'll give you my answer.
Embiid, I know.
It's Joel Embiid. God bless Bam Adebayo, but please, people, when you watch the opening jump ball tonight at FTX Arena, the size difference between Joel Embiid and Bam Adebayo is ridiculous. It looks like a center jumping against a point guard. Joel just had that build and that skill set. So really curious to see how the Heat play. Usually they will double Joel, but now you have James Harden. Usually they will double James Harden. Well, my math is not so good. Again, I just went to State University, New York. But if you're playing 2 against Joel and 2 against Harden, that means you got one guy to defend the 3 other guys. Matisse Thybulle's been playing well. Maxey has been terrific.
42% from three-point range for Maxey.
Exactly. And then you have another guy in Tobias, Harris, who might not be great, but certainly is a very good player. This will be a real interesting test for the Heat. Again, the Sixers coming off a back-to-back last night, against Cleveland at home. Might not be the same team. The Heat are rested, even though they're coming off a road trip. The Heat need to make a statement. This week, we talked to you about this on our Accurate Pembroke Pines report on Monday. This was Hell Week. It was the Bulls and the Bucks and the Nets and the Sixers. Well, you can determine tonight with a single victory whether Hell Week has turned into Hell of a Week. So tonight, to me, is the make or break. Then you got a little bit of an exhale against Houston on Monday. Take care of business tonight.
Looking forward to it, man. I mean, it's one of those deals where it's a nice measurement game to find out where Miami is at right now. 76ers, who are they missing going into this game, and who's Miami missing going into this game?
Right now, the 76ers aren't missing anyone. Tobias Harris had been out with an illness. He returned. I'm waiting for the updated injury reports because it would not surprise me if Doc sit 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 players on a back-to-back. Maybe not allowing the Heat to take measure now and waiting for that game in Philadelphia. For the Heat, we know that Lowry, Oladipo, and Morris remain out. Kyle is open-ended. It's a family emergency. Anyone who's ever rushed to be at the side of a family member knows there's no definitive date. There's no, I'm only going to be here until Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's whenever life takes you that you deal with that. So people, I do not have the answers because Kyle does not have the answers. As far as injury report, Jimmy is questionable. Expect him to play. PJ Tucker is questionable. I expect him to play. I think this is more justifying sitting out on Thursday for injury than, they were injured on Thursday, but now they're perfectly fine. Caleb Martin and Max Strus are also questionable. They pushed through with the same status Thursday. Max was so good and Caleb was so good. I'm sure they were just itching to get back on the court. So I think the Heat will be relatively healthy, knowing also on Monday, on Victor Oladipo Day, it'll get even better.
Markieff Morris, I'm a little confused on this.
Okay.
Are they being ultra conservative with him, or is this injury more serious than what we even know? Or do they feel like it's a bigger gamble than what we know, putting him back out there on the court? Because it's been, and I know he had a previous injury.
Right, November 8th.
Yeah, so, but still, this is odd.
I think this is a league thing. If you remember the Chris Bosh situation where he wanted to play and the Heat wouldn't let him, the NBA and the Players Association came back to the sort of return to fitness council from the league where there would be an independent doctor. The last thing the league wants, God forbid, is a player, I don't want to say paralyzed, I don't want to go that far, but a serious injury. You don't want to see anyone wheeled off. So I think the Heat were well aware of Markieff's pre-existing neck injury, but they knew it would take almost a car crash scenario to make that into something that could be career concerning. The car crash came by the name of Nikola Jokic. It was that severe. I remember seeing one of these sports science websites that said based on how much Nikola moved and his size, it was like an 80-mile-an-hour car crash. Well, if that's it, I think this is more the league doctors. I think this is more them saying the vertebrae, the compression, whatever the word is, we need to see this on a test before he's cleared. That's why Markieff can say on his Twitter he has been cleared. I think he's been Heat cleared. That's why he can say he's over his injury. He is over this injury. But when you have a pre-existing condition, it takes it to another level. So not to the level of Zoe's kidney, not to the level of Chris Bosh's blood clots, but something that I believe the league is also part of this decision.
Okay, but it just makes me feel like it's also leading to a decision that they're never going to have confidence in.
because if you have that much this much trepidation, and supposedly he's healthy and ready to go, then why aren't you playing him? So there has to be a level of fear here
Because Big O,
overall.
maybe there has been 85% healing from the whiplash, where most of us will go back to work, and the league is going no 90%. So maybe it literally is test and test and test again. Oh, it's like when you kept taking your SATs until you finally got a number that got you into some sort of college. Same kind of thing. So
All right.
no college?
No, I'm just saying I don't remember the SATs, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's those of us who had to keep retaking our ACTs or SATs until finally you hit the magic number and I can go to state school. I think it's the same thing with Markieff. I think they're constantly looking and testing until they reach that threshold, that bar, that if he's here, he has to reach that bar. I think that's where they are. I can tell you this, Big O, there still remains confidence inside the Heat that Markieff will be back on the floor with the team this season. So we wait.
I scored an evil number, 666. That's what I scored on mine. Anyway.
And I think you got 600 just for signing the paper. So God bless you, Big O.
They added another 66 to it, and I celebrated. Okay, all right, good stuff then. All right, it's just kind of weird that whole it just kind of lets, because you sit back and all kidding aside, you kind of almost say, did they roll the dice, or should they have said, we're not comfortable with this. We're either going to let you go, we're going to pay you off, we're going to rehab you and let you go, or whatever, and then use that roster spot for something else. And it's almost like if you rolled the dice and then he isn't really ready for the playoffs, or you're not confident enough, then you made a mistake that you could have replaced the body at least.
But you couldn't have, because it was a guaranteed contract, so it would have counted anyway. But here's the thing. You have one roster spot remaining. So if you reach a point where you say, just like the other day, when PJ Tucker couldn't play and you didn't know if Caleb Martin could play, you tried two bigs, you couldn't, you still have a roster spot for a power forward there. So I think that's why they're holding it. A lot of people have said, why are you re-signing Haywood Highsmith to another 10-day? Because you're buying time to see if you need to make one more ancillary move from any power forward who still might be out there, maybe one of your players or player in the G League. So, yeah, I think those two things go hand in hand. The uncertainty of Markieff and having an extra roster spot, I think that's what we're going to see. Would not be surprised at all if the final player added to this roster isn't a power forward.
That makes a lot of sense to why they have that extra roster spot, because there's still that doubt with Markieff. And if he can, come back in time. All right, what are you working on the Sun Sentinel before game time tonight?
Got a couple of things. Posted a story this morning about how Udonis Haslem said he no longer can be a Miami Dolphins fan for two reasons. One, he found the firing of Coach Flores distasteful. He found the Rooney Rule distasteful, the way it's wound up in the NFL with the lack of coaches of color. And he also said if any of the allegations of Brian Flores, who he's trusted, Brian has been into his restaurant, 800 Degrees in Aventura, they've spoken. Udonis said he found him to be candid and honest. And Udonis said, one thing about me is I always play to win and want my teams to. And if the Dolphins really were tanking at any point, I lost all respect. So UD said he's weighing whether he's going to become a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, because that's another team in Florida. He said he wouldn't be a front runner with the Bucs, or whether he might become a Steelers fan because of Mike Tomlin and Brian Flores being there. That's posted at the Sun Sentinel. Later today, I'm going to have a story on the Heat zone defense making a return against the Brooklyn Nets on Thursday. Could that be another element? Philadelphia faced almost nothing but zone defense last night against Cleveland. So I think we might see that again tonight as well.
When are they opening up those lockers again, the locker rooms?
Not this season. The Writers Association has been back and forth with the league. They've said COVID. Then all of a sudden they're telling us now no mask required at FTX Arena. Vaccine requirements seem to be going away everywhere. I think it's a matter of convenience. And I can tell you, as the Pro Basketball Writers Association member, we are fighting that. We want to talk to people. We want FaceTime. We want the type of human stories that I got from UD on this Dolphins issue at practice that I couldn't get in the locker room before a game. So as you know, he don't practice a lot. We're very limited in our FaceTime. I want to keep projecting these Heat players as people. The league has fought us on that.
All right, good, because I need to go. When I was a beat guy, and I used to walk in the locker room, UD and I used to have long Dolphin conversations.
Exactly.
So I need to have a long Dolphin conversation with him off the record so I can
fill him in on a couple of things that he might be misled on. But
Yeah, the difference is Coach Flo ordered the large cheese pizza at his restaurant. You might have to go to 800 Degrees and put some money in UD's pocket first.
Oh, I don't mind. I don't mind.
Hey, UD has signature wings, Big O. Try them out, then you could butter up UD a little bit.
I have no problem. No, I don't need I'm not there for information from him. So I'm
So
there
you can pass along your intel.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just there to pass on a little intel so he, maybe has all the intel and he can make his proper decisions on the Miami Dolphins. So we will have. And by the way, did you bring up the Michael Beasley year on him?
You know what? It's funny because that's a game that UD played all 48 minutes in Philadelphia at the end of the year so that he can keep a draft choice. So he's been part of that. He glossed that over. But you know what?
He glossed it over, right?
Then, he played his minutes to win. And his coach coached the game to win with the roster he put out on the court. So a reasonable point, I'll let you bring that up to him. But first get 12 wings.
Yeah. No, because it reminds me of Brian Flores, right? Oh, no, I'm not going to tank for you. But no, I'll go work for the guy that's Spygate and spying on the Bengals and visiting teams' headsets. All of a sudden, don't work all the time at Gillette Stadium, But all of a sudden now he's Mr. High and Mighty here with the Miami Dolphins, and with UD, season.
The other point, I think you would agree with that the Rooney Rule has been a sham. I think
it's a joke. No. Listen, I know the NFL has a major problem. Mm-hmm. I mean, you and I have talked about this 100 times.
Right.
The NBA does things the right way, and the NFL does everything the wrong way. We know that the NBA reflects our society. The NFL does not.
Both leagues are leagues of color, and yet you look at the difference in the approaches, front office, coaching staff. It's obvious, and it's something that I think UD has an absolute right to address.
And every minority should have a problem with it, and it should bother them. And
any person who wants to see fairness, I agree.
Yeah, but just don't tell me so much about the whole tanking thing when. The year of Michael B. Oh, you've got a migraine? Yeah, you're on the IR. You're done for the year. I mean, that year was, come on, that year they were trying to pull what Putin's doing now, sending out all kinds of bad info about Michael Beasley to see if Chicago would fall in love with Michael Beasley so they could take Rose. Come on, man. I know what was going on that year.
You know what? They also could have taken Westbrook. They also could have taken Kevin Love. So it's not like at number 2, they were left with all bad choices. There were a bunch of good players in that top 10.
I know, but we're playing hindsight. At that moment, it was about those two guys. You know what I mean? And really, for the Heat, it was all about Rose, as you know, because you covered the damn team. They were in love with Rose. They really wanted Rose badly. But unfortunately, they settled with the pedal. And that's what they got, not the rose. They got the pedals. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. Catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Follow him on Twitter, too, at Ira Heatbeat, because he'll have breaking news leading up to game time there if anything happens. Ira, as always, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you taking some time here on a beautiful Saturday.
And I will talk to you Monday in our next Acura Pembroke Pines report, and I'll be wearing my Victor Oladipo jersey. Thank you, Big O.
You got it, baby. There you go, the great Ira Winderman getting ready for a little Heat and Sixers tonight at 8 o'clock. I like it. You know what I like is that the Panthers are at 6. It was at 7. They moved it up to 6. So at least we get 2 hours of Panthers before there's a clash between the two, at 8 o'clock. And hopefully the Panthers are winning 3 or 4-0. 5-1 against the Red Wings. So that way we could kind of take the third period off and then just focus on the Heat and the Sixers. That's what I'm hoping. And then tonight we got Covington and Masvidal. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Can't wait for that, dude. Covington and Masvidal. Oh, I love it. Beautiful thing. Anyway, what else? Oh, and congrats to the U as they beat the Gators yesterday in baseball 5-2. Game 2 tonight
at 6 o'clock at the light.
And the women's basketball team.
And the women's basketball down that last second shot, dude.
They came back from 16 down.
Turn around jumper, baseline,
For the win.
16 foot away, net, all net, and then the ladies run right off the court.
Yep.
That was actually the cool part. Yep. They were like celebrating and ran right off the court, and right out of the gym. That was actually awesome. Katie Meyer, you are awesome. Congratulations to you.
Semifinals now.
Semifinals. ACC. Yeah.
I think they got Notre Dame, right?
Yep, Notre Dame. Yeah, man. That's a lot of fun. It's been a fun time watching the ladies run through the ACC championship, man.
And then today is the Canes men's last regular season game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're in the tournament anyway, so they're fine. They should be fine. Huh?
Get the double bye in the ACC tournament.
Yeah.
They're one of the top 4 teams.
No, I mean the big days.
Yeah.
They're in the
I've heard they
days.
have to win a game or two in the ACC. I've heard because everybody
Do they
thinks,
really?
Well, everybody thinks they're going to go against the ACC a lot.
Oh, because
I
I don't follow it enough to know if that's what it should be or not.
Yeah, and then some people are saying Duke might get the Coach K final season
pass. They get him in.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
And then it was, would Coach K take that, or would he be coach enough to be like, we don't deserve it?
Yeah,
I'm
with you. What is Big O drinking? It's a whiskey, gin, vodka, and a shot of bourbon. By the way, you guys asked me. I asked my wife. Okay, first of all, I don't know. What would you say is the ounces in this? What do you think is the ounces on this? About 12 ounces, you would say in here? Remember, it's inside of this, so it's not really this wide. So what would you say is this? Like 12 ounces, 14 ounces? 14? Okay. So it's 14 ounces of boiling hot water. She gets 3 tablespoons of honey, because you guys asked me this. Several of you asked me this, and this morning when my wife was making it for me, I asked her, because some of you asked me what's the concoction that I use for the honey and lemon, and it's lime, not lemon. She gets half a lime, 3 tablespoons of honey, and boiling water, about 14 ounces, and that's the mixture right there. Okay, for those of you that are asking. All right.
So you're telling us wrong the whole time. It's lime.
I told you I didn't make it, right? So did I lie to you? I did not lie to you.
I was wondering why I was drinking
I never
supposedly the same concoction as you, and nothing was going good for me.
Yeah. Lime, honey.
Lime, not lemon.
Lime, honey, and 3 tablespoons of honey, half a lime, and 14 ounces, I guess, of boiling water. Okay?
It's amazing.
There you go. So if you guys were asking and wondering what it is, there you go. Some people are putting 24, 16, 40. I don't think it's 24 because it's not that wide. You remember, it's a thermos, so there's the insulation inside. So it's really not that. I don't think it's more than 12 to 14, really, to be honest with you. I don't. This is what, like 8 right here? 9. So, yeah, it's about 12 ounces. It's about 12 ounces. Yeah.
So no, that's right. I looked at the can too. That's why I was like, if it had 12, 14.
Yeah, it's about 12. It's about 12 probably. So there you go, 12, and then you half the lime and 3 tablespoons of honey. I mean, that's if you do a job that you talk a lot. You know, you may need it, dude. You're doing
no.
I'm doing enough shows.
Yeah,
you're doing enough shows, man. You
get out there, and anybody that's coming out here to Canesware, you may want to start getting out soon. The line is starting to head toward the road.
Yeah, it is. It is building up. Wow, it is building. Yeah, this place is gonna be a madhouse, bro. Tyler Van Dyke's a stud. I mean, give me a break. All right, let's, by the way, we do want to remind you that Sloman's Home Security, proud sponsor of our program. And right now, yes, even on a Saturday, we're going to give away a free doorbell camera to the first 40 Big O listeners. We do have the link connected here to our YouTube page. But 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tell them that the Big O Show sent you. You're going to get a free doorbell camera. And this doorbell camera connects to your smartphone, so you're always in tune with what's going on in your home. I've got cameras inside my home and outside. And listen, you can get them inside if you want or not. I do it because I want to keep up with my dogs when I'm away from the house. I want to check out what my dogs are doing to make sure everything is fine, obviously. And we got the cameras on the outside. You got the doorbell camera. And what you're going to love about your Sloman Shield and your free customized home security system is the professional installation you're going to get, the low-cost central station monitoring that you're going to hook up to. You're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. And I'm telling you, the Sloman Shield, you're going to love it. The service is second to none. The installer will come super polite. They'll walk you through the whole process. It's a great alarm system. You control everything. Even if there's a sensor out, some alarm systems, you won't be able to turn them on if a sensor's out. On the Sloman's Shield, you can actually turn that sensor off so you can turn on the rest of your alarm system, and then you can call Sloman's. They'll come in and replace that sensor and get it done. Usually those things last forever, but if it ever goes out, those of us that have had alarm systems forever, it can happen. All you do is call 1-800-ALARM-ME. You're going to love the service. You're going to love the people, a great family. I was hanging out with Jason and with Zach and with Jordan and with Chris and everybody out there at the Sloman's family 2 weeks ago. We had a great time, family-oriented business, great sponsors of ours. So if you're looking for a home security system, hey, man, support the people that support us, family-oriented. That's the Sloman's family. They're out for you. Sloman's Shield. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Hour number 2 is next.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
When you're ready to purchase a new home loan or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411, and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. That's bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make the difference. South Florida's premier law enforcement agency is now hiring individuals like you. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department is now accepting applications for non-certified and certified police officer positions. Minimum requirements and qualifications can be found at flpdjobs.com. That's flpdjobs.com. Are you ready? The city of Fort Lauderdale is an equal opportunity employer. Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Sports Grill. Good food, good drinks, good friends. Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealership in the Southeast United States. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The FLPD is hiring. Go to flpdjobs.com.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, 0 transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
We are back, and we promised you we're going to try to get Tyler Van Dyke on with us here. We're going to get him on for a couple minutes here, have some fun with us, BS a little bit, get ready for the new season. And, you know, with Tyler, you got the edge. That's the beauty of it all. You know you're going to have the edge with a guy like that quarterbacking. TVD is in the house. Tyler, how are you doing, sir? You ready? Wait a minute. There we go now. How you doing?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I am doing great, my man. They're ready for you to not just fire the ball, but also sign with that golden arm of yours. You all right with that?
Yes, sir.
You good?
Yes,
you
sir.
good? You enjoy hanging out with the fans?
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I mean, I appreciate everyone that comes out and supports me, supports the team. I can't thank them enough. We're the best fans in the world.
You know, I got to commend you because one of the things that you proved is you can back up your moxie. And where did that swag come from? Where did you get that confidence? Do you remember that moment when you were young where that came from? Because it had to come at one moment there where you just knew you believed in yourself.
I mean, yeah, I think I've always believed in myself. I mean, at times, once you're playing quarterback, you kind of get a little frustrated if things aren't going your way.
But I think in that second half of the North Carolina game, I really got that confidence. And what I said about the NC State team, I think that confidence with North Carolina game helped me gain confidence the rest of the way. And it ended up working, and can't wait for next year for the same thing.
Did you notice the difference when it came to your teammates and how your emotions lifted them too, your confidence lifted them, because that's something that we could see on the field and on television?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my teammates lifted me up. I helped them. I mean, there's a bunch of guys who helped me gain that leadership throughout the season. You know, I can't thank them enough. I mean, Derek helped me a lot. Cam Harris really helped me take that leadership role, you know, get into that position. You know, so, yeah, I mean, my teammates really can't thank them enough for getting me in this position where I am today. And, you know, we're really excited for next season.
Yeah, no, we are too. How excited are you with Mario Cristobal, man? Because, like, he's a guy we know as a player, coach at FIU, Alabama, Oregon, and it seems like he got all the education he needed to come back and bring the U back to prominence again, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like LeBron James going back to Cleveland after he was at the Heat, you know? It's kind of like the same thing, you know? So that's a good thing. You know, he learned the experience, came back here. So, yeah, we're really excited. Love Coach Cristobal. Great coach, even better person. You know, we can't wait to play for him. And we start spring ball on Monday, and we're really excited.
What's your favorite part about Cristobal?
I just like talking to him. He's a great guy to just talk to. You know, when everything needs to be serious, he gets serious though. So he is that part of him. But yeah, he's also a great guy, great person to talk to.
Were there any trepidations for you after the change and everything, and you didn't know, you knew of Mario but didn't know Mario until you kind of really met him? Were you concerned at all at any point?
I wasn't concerned at all. I was more excited than concerned, you know, to get a high caliber coach like that coming in to a program that has a lot of potential, you know, it's gonna be pretty good in the long run.
How about for you? I think all of us as football fans, we're happy for players all over the country now that you guys get the power now. You guys get to control, and you know, you get to control your likeness, which I think is incredibly important because it's yours, nobody else. You should be able to benefit from it. And for so many years, we saw coaches switch teams and leave kids behind. And now that the players finally have that power, how does that feel to be able to kind of control your own destiny at times?
I mean, college football is a business. We go to class every day, do all the things that regular students do, but college football is a business, you know. So controlling that. I mean, going places with your coach. I mean, you saw Caleb Williams go to USC with Lincoln Riley. I think that's great, you know. I mean, I don't think you should be stuck at one program. You know, but yeah, I think the new rules of the transfer portal and the NIL deals is making college football a whole new, different type of era, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it may drive some fans crazy because they may lose some of their favorite players, but you're also going to gain some in the process too. Like we have over the years, I mean, with Quincy Roche coming over and helping us out, and you know, Jalen Phillips comes over, helps us out, and then goes and helps out our Dolphins now, you know, because he gets drafted. So there's pluses and minuses, but I think it's all about you guys because that's what the game is all about. It's about the players, and it's been about the coaches too. So it's good to see that you guys have that control that you deserve, man. I think it's a lot of fun to watch. It really is.
No doubt. I mean, I think players have to do what's best for them, whether that's leaving, coming in, you know what I mean? Whatever's best for them and their family.
So what should be our expectations, Mr. Swag? What should be our expectations? Because I'm not looking at this as a rebuild. I'm looking at this as build on what you did last year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you guys all saw like the potential we have as a team. You know, we brought in new pieces. Obviously, Coach Cristobal, all the new coaches that could take the players we have now and maximize their potential for next season. You know, so we're really excited for that. You know, we have great young talent. You know, I don't want to speak on it now, but I mean, I think next year is going to be a really exciting year, really fun year.
Tyler Van Dyke joining us. Last question for you, because I know you got your business to do. While you get the power, the other thing that's changed, you get Cristobal, that's changed. But what's also changed is the University of Miami has made an outright commitment to the football program that, listen, man, I'm born and raised in this town.
Yes, sir.
This is my 32nd year doing radio in this town. I never expected the University of Miami football program to make the kind of commitment. You guys have the biggest budget in the ACC. That's not something I ever thought could ever happen. So when you walk now onto your facilities, they're better and you've got everything you need. How does that feel too?
Yeah, you could definitely notice the difference. I mean, the food we're getting now is crazy. Just the food,
Lobster, sirloin steak.
Not lobster.
No, okay.
I wish, but
All
yeah,
right.
we're getting a new locker room. It's gonna be ready for before next season or this upcoming season. They're starting that after spring ball, so we're getting that.
Any truth to the butlers and the chauffeurs?
Nah,
no. I thought John Ruiz was going to go all the way, man.
I mean, I wish, but yeah.
No, but it's got to be nice, right?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's nice.
It's different, yeah.
Whether you work in a business, you need resources.
Exactly.
You work in a radio station, you need resources. You work in media, you need resources. Everybody needs resources. And when you lack them, it doesn't allow you to be the best you can be. And that's what I love about the commitment they've made, man.
Yeah, they're putting the right people around us, whether it's in the training room, coaches, equipment room, anywhere in the program. They're putting the right people around us, and that's helping us maximize the potential.
Tyler, I really appreciate you taking the time, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for taking some time. Kick some ass this season.
Yes, sir.
We're going to enjoy it, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys.
You got
Thank
it.
you.
There you go. Tyler Van Dyke, man, joining us here on the program. Appreciate you, Tyler. There you go. He's doing his thing out here at Caneswear, 2511 South University Drive in Davie. Come on out. Brett and the family are out here at Caneswear. The place is a madhouse. So if you want to meet Tyler, you want to get his autograph, you can do it out here at Caneswear, 2511 South University Drive in Davie. By the way, for those of you that may have run into the show on YouTube for the first time, you might be in line or anything like that, we're on every day, 10 to 1 normally, Monday through Friday. These weekend shows are few and far between, but sometimes we do it. We've got locked in 5 insiders for the Miami Dolphins. You can only hear them here and nowhere else. Omar Kelly, Joe Shad, Alan Poupart, Cameron Wolf, and Marcel Louis-Jacques. Manny Navarro is exclusive to us here also. Can't be heard anywhere else. Ira Winderman, Anthony Chang, also exclusive to us. Ian Poupart, exclusive to us here. George Richards and David Dwork will start this week, exclusive to us. Can't hear them anywhere on any station, anywhere, any other podcast locally. You can only listen to them right here on our station or on our show, that is, every single day. So the platform's been growing. We're pacing for about 26 million downloads this year. So we appreciate those of you out there. If you want your South Florida sports news, this is your platform so you can catch it every single day live on YouTube, or you can listen to the podcast as that man slices it up with the Ginsu knife and does it all. We've got a couple of other folks that are going to be joining us, some shows. We're going to be adding an extra Canes show. Besides Manny Navarro joining us twice a week, we're going to add 2 more Canes insiders and another Canes show. We're going to be adding a Dolphins show also to the program. Those will be in the afternoons, an afternoon drive, those shows. And they will be at different bars here in South Florida, so we'll tell you about those also. So there you go, just in case if you're catching us for the first time here, that we're out here at Caneswear. Joe Shad will be joining us at the bottom of the hour. I do want to get into a Dolphin conversation that I find very interesting. And look, I've been in the media for 32 years, so I've played this game many times. So this week, they tried to corner Chris Greer and say, can Tua be elite? And that's about the most loaded question in the world, right? Because you think they were asking the San Diego Chargers, hey, so can Drew Brees be elite in year 1? Hey, can Drew Brees be elite in year 2? Hey, Drew Brees, can he be elite in year 3? How are you supposed to answer that? So it's funny how it's a question that the media answers to try to set you up.
But they never really ask that question normally of most general managers. When you drafted Russell Wilson right away, did you ask him, hey, can Russell Wilson be elite? Nobody asked, but he turned into that. You know what I mean? So it's one of those where you set it up and it's a loaded question. So if he answers, oh, now you've got him on record. And if he doesn't meet that, now you're going to use it as ammunition against him. So he plays the mental game and he says, I can't say he can't be. And that leaves it open where, now the interpretation is, well, he didn't show confidence. Well, I'm sorry. Show me the examples. And I guess there must be hundreds out there where we were asking coaches ahead of time before a player became elite, can he be elite? We normally don't do that. Did they ask Walsh if Montana was going to be elite? No, I'm pretty sure they didn't. But then eventually he turned out that way, right? I mean, that's Trevor Lawrence. Well, we thought he was going to be elite, right? But he had a bad year. So now you think he's not going to be elite? He's got a great chance. He's going to be elite eventually. He gets the right coaching. But you got people that also they lost, confidence in Trevor Lawrence because the kid had a bad year. All it is a loaded question. Aaron Rodgers, the entire league didn't think he was elite. He fell to the back end of the first round. Montana fell to the third round. Brady fell to the sixth round. So they're all telling you they can't be elite because they're taking them so late, and then they become elite. So it's a question that you ask because you're trying to set somebody up in the process. And every quarterback, you look at Steve Young, and he didn't look elite in Tampa. Then he goes to San Francisco, and he's elite. So it also depends on your environment. It depends on your coaching. It depends on the talent around you. That's going to help you become elite. But to set up, Chris Greer, he's not stupid. And that's what they wanted. They want you to say, like Stephen Ross would say, Wayne Huizenga would say, that AJ Feely, we hope he's the next Dan Marino. I think he said that of AJ Feely. So now for years, we'll hold it against Huizenga. Jimmy Johnson said, we're going to be special. We've held it against Jimmy Johnson forever. Because that's what we do in the media. We set you up. We give you the bait, and we want you to fall for it, and we want you to make that prediction. And the last thing that coaches, general managers, or even players want to do is get a little too cocky and start making predictions because anything can go one way or the other. Because obviously the entire league passed up Tom Brady over and over and over and over and over again. So they kept telling you, he's not elite, he's not elite, he's not elite. Right? So on the reverse, are we going to just slam everybody that didn't draft Tom Brady for 6 rounds and didn't draft Russell Wilson for a couple of rounds? So when I saw the question, I saw tactic. I didn't really see anything that you were going to try to accomplish. Because really the only thing you were trying to accomplish is to put somebody in a situation that they can't win. And that's what that question was all about. Let's ask the loaded question that we're the only ones that are going to benefit from. And Chris Greer, by the way, handled it like a champ. He turned it around on them. And he left him with, it's a lot like Pat Riley was a genius. Not because of his coaching, not because of his basketball acumen, not because of his trades, or no. We all know, he was a smart guy, all that stuff. But when there was something negative that would happen and it was a bad loss, Riley would walk into the press conference and he would undress the entire situation right away by taking blame. Yeah, I messed up. I did this. I did that. I did not set up my team, this, that. And so before you had to ask any questions, you were already out of ammo because you couldn't throw bombs at him and start, okay, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Because he already disarmed you. And he was a genius at that. So then you would have to take the follow-up route of those questions. And that was really smart on how he disarmed the situation, took responsibility for it, didn't allow you to point any fingers, and then all you could do is follow up on his points. Whereas these kind of questions are loaded, and they're armed, and they're explosive. And that's kind of the method behind the madness. So when you look at that, and the people, oh, well, he should have answered right. Yeah, well, who does? Who does? Nobody does that stuff. That's not something that's commonplace. That we're constantly putting coaches in that position, and they're like, no, yeah, he'll be elite. Because of course you remember Marty Schottenheimer being asked constantly if Drew Brees was going to be elite, right, after year 1 and year 2. Right? We all remember that. Yeah, for sure. Of course. We all remember asking Green Bay, you're drafting Aaron Rodgers at 25? But he passed him up. What do you think? He's going to be elite? We all remember that question. Of course. Yeah, they must have asked Belichick if Brady was going to be elite, and he must have said, he must have elaborated big time, right? Because, Belichick elaborates on a lot of things. All the time.
Can't shut that guy up.
Exactly. The loaded question. That's what you got. All right. Let's do this. Give me a minute here, and when we come back, Joe Shad from the Palm Beach Post, one of our fantastic insiders that joins us twice a week here on the program. We're going to talk a little Miami Dolphins with Joe Shad. Next.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. Dolphins fans, buckle up. It's time for the American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins Report with Joe Shad. When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. Call them at 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. Here's Joe Shad with today's edition of the American Dream Lending Report.
And there he is, the man, the myth, the legend that is Joe Shad from the Palm Beach Post. How you doing, Joe? You look concentrated there. You are focused.
I don't have my earphones, and I can't hear you. So we're gonna try.
You're going to try. Where the hell are you, by the way? What's behind you there?
What's that?
Okay. So you're still at the combine. You're at a convention center.
Yeah, I'm leaving for the airport in about 20 minutes or so.
Okay. All right. Good stuff there. All right. So talk to us a little bit this week. First of all, your impressions on Mike McDaniel. There was a lot of colorful conversations going on with many different people. But talk a little bit, first of all, on his thoughts on Gesicki, and a guy that we've been all questioning, does he fit the scheme or not? Your impressions after being there for a couple days and gathering information and listening to the coach talk about Gesicki.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it doesn't surprise me that Mike McDaniel spoke about how he can utilize Mike Gesicki and find a way to capitalize on his strengths. I don't necessarily agree with Mike when he talked about how he thinks that, he can be fine as a blocker. We know that Mike's not fine as a blocker. But I still think that when you look at the value that Gesicki can provide to the Dolphins, it very much outweighs the number on the franchise tag. And so I don't think it makes any sense for the Dolphins to let Mike Gesicki go when they can, have him under contract for less than $11 million for 1 year. I think that wouldn't make any sense at all. So I think the franchise tag would be very much in play. I'm not so sure about a long-term extension. You heard Chris Greer say that they had more discussions with Emmanuel Ogba's agent, Drew Rosenhaus. So I think that a long-term extension seems more likely with Ogba. But I do think, one of the Chris Greer philosophies, and Mike Tannenbaum had the same philosophy, and we've heard others, you don't just let talent walk away when you have some control over that talent. And even with Gesicki, if you really wanted to, you could tag him and trade him. Not to suggest that you'd get, a first or second round pick, but you could certainly get something for him because he has some value. So,
but you're going to get a third round compensatory pick anyway, right? If he signs a deal with somebody, it should. Well, it also depends on what you do in free agency too, because you may not get the same kind of compensatory pick. It might be even lower than that if you were heavily involved in free agency also, which with $70 million. So I kind of answered my own question there, but. So you agree? So that's what I've been thinking, and it seems like you agree with me on this. That they're going to keep him on a 1-year deal to try it out and see if they can make it work like a big ass receiver. In other words, and then if it can't work as a mismatch, then I think you're going to have to settle for compensation or a trade after that.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Salary cap is not a problem for the Dolphins at this time. A lack of talent on offense is a problem at this time. Clearly, the Dolphins are going to look to add in both free agency and the draft at the offensive line, wide receiver, and running back positions. So why create another problem for yourself in terms of a pass receiving tight end? Now, I know the Dolphins invested a high draft choice on Hunter Long of Boston College, but he's certainly not the proven NFL receiver that Mike Gesicki is. So it's coming fast. I mean, the tag deadline is just a few days away. There's less of a separation between the NFL scouting combine and the deadline for the franchise tag and the start of free agency than there have been in past years because of the NFL playoffs being moved back and the Super Bowl being moved back a week. So there are, I'm sure, deals that have been already essentially, done here in a soft violation of NFL rules.
All right, Joe Shad joining us, of course, with our American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins report. You can catch him twice a week here on the program. Joe, also the loaded question that really is never asked to any other, general manager or even head coach, rarely, is can Tua be elite? And he answered back, which I thought he kind of
reversed it on everybody, and I thought it was kind of a smart way of turning it on you and saying, I can't say he can't be. So what did you think of all of that? Because it's not really a question. Nobody was asking Marty Schottenheimer after year 1 or 2 of Breeze, hey, can he be elite? Nobody was asking, Belichick after first year of Tom Brady, hey, can he be elite? You know what I mean? So it's kind of a situation and a loaded question asked. So how did you interpret the answer?
I mean, I think that Chris Greer is a straight shooter and an honest guy. And so the fact that he didn't come out and say, I've seen enough, I know Tua was worthy of the 5th pick, I don't regret drafting Tua over Justin Herbert, all he needs to be is unlocked. He's a superstar. We believe that he is going to lead the Dolphins to the Super Bowl. The fact that he didn't say all those things tells you that, well, he doesn't think it. He told you what he thought, which was, well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Joe,
let's find out.
Joe, what's more proving is what you do, not what you say. He told you he doesn't want Watson. He's staying with him. He went and got a coach to coach him, and the coach accepts this quarterback. They're going to rebuild or fix this offensive line and dedicate to the running game. He doesn't have to tell you that. He's doing it like publicly, that he's committed completely to Tua, that he believes that if you change the environment around him, he'll be a different quarterback. Why does he have to tell you anything when he's actually physically doing it, literally doing it for you?
The Dolphins believe that the smartest organizational decision for 2022 is to roll it back with Tua Tagovailoa and see what he can be. Let's see. It's a wait and see. Let's see how we can do with a new head coach. Let's see how we can do with a new play caller.
Is that what they told you? Is that what Chris Greer told you?
Yeah, basically.
No, that's that's what you're interpreting.
He didn't say yes. Why didn't he say yes?
He said yes.
Chris Greer is a very honest, straight shooter. He didn't say yes.
He said yes by telling you we want nothing to do with Watson.
Well,
he said yes by not trading for any other quarterback. He's saying yes because he's not going to draft another quarterback. He's saying yes because he fired his head coach over his quarterback. I'm not exactly sure you're really interpreting this the right way, my brother. Well, what do we got?
So I was there, and I was there when Chris Greer was answering questions about Tua. And, I think that what he said for a reason. In the same way Tua Tagovailoa used the double negative when he said, I don't not feel like I'm wanted. People said, "Oh, that means yes."
Do you want him to come out and say, "Hey, I can tell my head coach hates me"? He's not going to tell you that, dude. I mean, it's a loaded question again. How's he supposed to answer that?
You said a few minutes ago,
if he tells you, everybody loves me and coaches and wants me here, you're going to then call him a liar because
you said a few minutes ago
that.
You implied a few minutes ago that Tua Tagovailoa is the only quarterback who leads coaches and general managers to being asked about the concept of eliteness. I found it interesting in reading stories that were written in yesterday's newspaper and web, literally about Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee, that the exact same questions are being asked and being written about.
Yeah, but that's pure stupidity 10 years later. If you're asking that 10 years now, if it took you 10 years to figure out that Ryan Tannehill is not elite, you're not very good at assessing quarterbacks.
The same questions are being asked about
I knew that in year 1.
Cousins in Minnesota.
He's not elite. He's not elite either, my brother.
This notion that, every NFL team isn't seeking an elite quarterback.
The difference is, my brother, Tannehill and Cousins have had the opportunity to show you they're elite because they were given every single thing they needed: a coaching staff, an offensive line, a running game, receivers, a defense. They have complete teams in Minnesota and Tennessee, and those two guys fail to get you over the top. Meanwhile, here in Miami, this young man doesn't have any of those things, and they judge him the same way. And that's where it becomes completely unfair. And when you're comparing Cousins and Tannehill at this point to Tua, it's apples and oranges.
Are the media in Cincinnati and Los Angeles asking their coaches and GMs if they believe that Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert can be elite? No, because they've already shown so much more than Tua.
No, only Joe Burrow's shown it, my brother. What? I'm sorry, I must have missed it. What did Herbert win, dude? I'm sorry. Please, I'm sorry. Where were the playoffs? Did he beat Tua up front? Did he not shit in his pants against the Houston Texans a couple of weeks ago when he had an opportunity to cut it to one score and he threw a pick six? I'm sorry, Joe. Please explain to me what Justin Herbert has won, college or the NFL. Please explain that to me. You're on a roll today, my brother. Please, come on.
I have eyes.
Please, because I saw Joe Burrow win at LSU, and I saw Joe Burrow take the Bengals to the Super Bowl. Please tell me where Justin Herbert has done that. Please, because you got to be on drugs to put those two in the same level, bro. You got to be on drugs. That guy played in an easy conference, and he couldn't dominate that easy conference, and he couldn't beat anybody in the SEC. And what's he won in the NFL? With a better line than Tua, with a better running game, with a better coaching staff? Please tell me how Justin Herbert is at the same level outside of fantasy numbers, my brother. Where is the substance with Justin Herbert?
I never said that Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert are on the, quote, same level. You try to put words into my mouth. Big O, I don't like when you try to put words into my mouth, Big O. I don't like it.
But you
made the point.
You made the point that
let me make my point.
Elite.
Let me make my point. My point is that there's a freaking reason that the general manager and the coaches are not being asked about whether or not Burrow or Herbert can be elite, because we all freaking know that they can be incredible NFL quarterbacks. There are questions to be answered. There are many unknowns. I hope Tua does well. You seem to think that I hope he doesn't. That is not
No.
No.
I don't say you're rooting against him. I say you've made your mind up that you don't think he's that guy. That's all I've said. And
well,
the way
I'm entitled to an opinion about where I think we're headed.
Oh, okay, so then don't battle me on that then. Don't tell me that you're not thinking that way, because that's what I've pointed out several times with in our interviews, that your narrative is set already on the young man. You're not open-minded onto it. You're not rooting against him, but you don't believe in him like a lot of people, Joe. You're not, dude, you're in huge company. There's a lot of people like you that don't believe in the guy, my brother. You're not the only one, dude. Okay, so it's not like I'm not putting you in some space that no one else is in. Lots of you don't believe in him. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're rooting against him. I think the way you've talked about him is you're already convinced that he's not the guy.
So it's good for your show to bring me on and to say, oh, you're a Tua hater, you don't believe in him.
No.
And it's good for your show for you to come out and talk about how good you think he is and how it's everybody else's fault. It's not him.
No.
Do you know why? Because if he's gone in 2023, no one will care or remember what you said. No one's going to say, oh, well, Big O, you were so wrong. Because they'll just move on. You are in a bit of a.
I doubt that, because people still remember that I like Brock Osweiler as a project in the third round, and I remember it, my brother. So, and others do too. So that's if there's one thing I've learned in 32 years, they'll remember the wrong ones. They don't remember the good ones. They remember the bad calls, my brother. They always remember the bad calls. But when you tell me that Herbert already. Like when I look at Burrow, he's the bomb.
You can already tell. You saw it at LSU. You saw it again this year. The guys, but when you put Herbert, I get the physical talent part, but he has yet to put the physical talent with those moments. And that's where I disagreed with you when we put them in any kind of the same stratosphere.
I mean, listen, and unfortunately for the Dolphins, 99 out of 100 NFL executives here in Indiana would now take Herbert over Tua. 99 out of 100.
Probably.
So you would too, right?
Yeah, you have to take him physically. Yes, I get it. I
All
get
right.
it.
So we agree on that.
I get the physical part of it. I don't think mentally yet he's the same quarterback that Tua can be, because I've seen Tua perform at a high level against other teams in the SEC and win. I haven't seen those moments from Justin Herbert ever. Not college, not the pros. I've seen a lot of
You just
stats.
said that even you,
Physically,
the most ardent Tua fan,
physically,
So
physically,
all right.
yes.
So we agree that unfortunately it was a mistake made.
No. I don't do that. No. I'll wait till he has a coach and an offense.
It wasn't a mistake to take Tua over Herbert.
No, I'm not ready for that until I see a real team around Tua. Then I'll tell you it was a mistake if Tua doesn't come through. I think Tua will come through. That's where you and I will. That's where we'll disagree. If you get a line and you get a coaching staff and you get a running game, I think the kid excels. I do, and I'm in that camp. But I get the people that want to take Herbert over Tua because physically, it's hard not to deny it, dude. I mean, the guy's bigger, stronger, more athletic. He's got a gun for an arm. I get all the tangibles, man. You fall in love with them. He's the ideal quarterback. If you had to draw him up physically, that's the guy. I'm with you. I just haven't seen this yet.
He's an extremely smart kid.
No, I haven't seen it in the moments. Tannehill's a smart. Tannehill's a smart kid too, and in key moments, he's a brain fart. And he's not a dumb kid. He's smart, but in key moments, his brain scatters. It's done. Doesn't matter how smart he is. He panics. He's gonna make a mistake. I haven't seen Justin Herbert elevate a team in key moments in college or the NFL and lift them up to big moments. Haven't seen it.
He's an extremely exciting young talent. He has the potential to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
And think about it.
Does your guy?
And think about it. You can't come up with one example. All you can come up with is with adjectives. Oh, he's dynamic. He's big. He's strong.
Because you've watched every snap of Justin Herbert in his NFL career. I've seen a few games. Yes, I don't watch every Justin Herbert game. And you know what I see? I see a guy who's extremely confident and extraordinarily talented.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. And when he had
what's the problem?
The problem is he had a moment to get him in the playoffs this year and he failed.
Is that the game where they went up and down the field, two teams, and it was an extremely exciting game?
No. It was the game against the Houston Texans when he had a chance to beat the Texans and lost to the Texans, because if he's that good, Joe, you don't lose to the Texans. You don't throw a pick six. In a moment, you can cut it to a one-score game.
Didn't the Bengals lose to the Jets?
Yeah, and?
All right, so you know what? I don't watch
Bengals
every game like you do.
Brother,
but I knew that. That doesn't mean that Joe Burrow's not great.
The Bengals are in the playoffs. That's the difference, my man. Don't pick a bad game when you still made the playoffs.
You just picked the Texans for Herbert.
And what do you think happens, Joe, if they win that game? They're in the playoffs. Then I can't say anything, Joe. But I can say something when you're crapping your pants in a crappy game that you needed to get in. So if this happens to Tua, you're slicing him up on the Palm Beach Post. Oh, you see, Tua's not elite. He lost to the Texans. That game right there is the reasons why the Dolphins didn't make the playoffs. If you were covering the Chargers, that's the storyline you write. Right?
Listen, man, the Dolphins it's been 21 years.
Oh, I know that.
They need a really good quarterback.
Okay.
Does Chris Greer believe that Tua is the guy? I think if he was firmly entrenched in the belief that we had the right guy, he would just said yes. That's how this whole conversation started. What did you take away from Chris Greer's remark that I can't say he won't? Well, that's what I take away. That Chris Greer, who's a straight shooter and an honest guy, knows.
Even though he's doing it literally. He doesn't have to tell you.
Well,
he's
what other
committed
option do
to
they
the
have for
game.
2022? What other option do they have?
He
What's the
fired
option?
his head coach over him. He picked the quarterback over the coach.
It would have been Deshaun Watson. It would have been Deshaun Watson if not for the unresolved legal issues. He would be a Dolphin.
I know, but the guy that wanted Deshaun Watson, mainly,
he's not the only guy. You think Stephen Ross and Chris Greer weren't going to sign off on that?
Okay, I'll ask you this. Who's the rudder on the ship? If you had to put the rudder on the ship on somebody in that group, who was the rudder on the ship for Deshaun Watson? Be honest now.
Well, do you think that if the owner and GM were not on board, that they would have moved forward with the negotiation?
Please answer the question. Who was the straw that stirred the drink?
It's so easy to blame the guy who's gone. Like no one else had anything to do with it.
The guy that's gone, do you think he wanted Tua? Do you think he wanted to draft Tua? Be honest. Do you think he really wanted Tua at any point? I'm sure you've done enough digging. Did he ever want Tua from day one, from minute one? Did he ever want him?
Chris Greer has said that he would never give a head coach a quarterback that he rejected. And by the way, what are you telling me that Brian Flores preferred Herbert? Well, if he did, he was right.
No, he didn't prefer Herbert. I know who he preferred, and it wasn't Herbert, and he didn't want Tua. I know who he wanted, my brother. I know exactly who he wanted.
What are you talking about? Which quarterback?
Long time. Yes. I know what quarterback he wanted, and it wasn't Tua.
So why don't you just say it? What's the big secret? The guy's gone.
Well, you have sources, and so do I. Got to protect the sources. So
yeah,
can't
but
say it.
It's usually not worth knowing something unless you're willing to say it. So why aren't you willing to say it?
Well, because I need $1 million in Bitcoin in order to say it. Okay, that's the only way I could turn to my source and say, "Hey, they gave me $1 million in Bitcoin. I had to do it." Okay, maybe I'll pass him a couple Bitcoin for it. So he didn't want Herbert, and he certainly didn't want any part of Tua. Nothing, nada, nay. The guy never wanted him.
Well, what if it turns out he was right? Hi. How are you? Good.
That's not the point.
Well, if it turns out he was right, are you going to give him credit for it?
Well, yes, I'll give him credit for it, but then I have to discredit him because I know what he wanted. So, that's the problem. When you know what he wanted, it kind of discredits you. Listen, it's hard for me to give that man any kind of anything because he won't even come on publicly and admit that he didn't want Tua. You know what I mean? It's like he talks about him like he had some kind of affinity for the kid when he had zero affinity for the kid. That's the amazing.
Big O, I like you. I like your show. I'm glad we do this. But and the thing is that twice a week for the next 52 weeks, we're going to be talking the same thing.
No. That was just this week. Yeah, no. We got to the Brian Flores thing has to be.
No. I mean the whole pick a side on Tua. You're either on his side in the belief that he can win a championship, or you think is trash.
We're screwed with that.
I'm just going to tell you, I think that sometimes you miss that there's an area in between he can win a Super Bowl and he's trash. There's an area in between.
Right, I know, and I can say the same thing for you that when you came on last week and say, well, they need to acquire, they can acquire Rodgers or Russell, but they've got to improve the offensive line and the running game. Meanwhile, for Tua, you're already measured him without a running game and an offensive line. How is that fair? You know what I mean? So, of course, we're going to have this battle with Tua is going to go on for the entire Dolphin nation all around the world, Joe. Everyone, because you have the ones that believe in him and the ones that don't. And until the kid proves either or, until either side is proven right or wrong, the discussion and the arguments are going to continue. That's just the way it is, my brother. It's the rut we're stuck in. Hell, we did this with Tannehill for 7 years. 7 years. Okay? So this is something we normally do.
No, I know. I mean, listen, the quarterback position is very important. It's nothing more important. And so it is important to talk about it. I just want to be clear that there's more to talk about than you believe in him or you think he's trash. There's an in-between. The in-between is this. Gosh, I have concerns about his arm strength. Gosh, I have concerns about his durability. Gosh, I have concerns about whether or not he can lead a team to a championship level and lift his teammates. That's the in-between. That's the in-between.
And that's fair. And I always counter with, okay, give me what Kirk Cousins has. Give me what Tannehill has. Give me what Winston and Taysom Hill have in New Orleans. Just give me one opportunity to watch the kid for a season with a competent team and a coaching staff. And then if he can't get it done, I'll say, Joe Shad, dude, you were 1,000% right about Tua, and I was 1,000% wrong. But until I get a fair shot with the kid, I can't pass judgment on him. And that's what I think some of us Tuanons want to explain to some of you all out there is, man, he has nothing to work with.
Well, we have a disagreement about whether or not the Dolphins tried to support him. They drafted Jalen Waddle. They had Devontae Parker. They had Mike Gesicki. They invested a first-rounder on the offensive line, 2 second-rounders on the offensive line, a third-rounder on the offensive line, a fourth-rounder on the offensive line. Now, you're going to say that they weren't coached up well enough, but I do not think it's fair to suggest that Tua was surrounded by trash.
Okay, so just to crush that point you just made. Meanwhile, you made all those points and you said, well, let's acquire Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, but we still got to build an offensive line and a running game. So obviously they did not build around him. You know what that was called, right? That's a mic drop.
What time is it? I got to go to the airport.
Yeah. Get the hell out of here. Go fly. Be safe. We'll catch you next week. All right. And we'll have another discussion about Tua. Much love, brother.
Enjoy your weekend, buddy. Take care.
All right, baby. Be good. Joe Shad at AmericanDreamLending.com, Miami Dolphins report.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com.
There we go. We are out here at Canesware, 2511 South University Drive in Davie. Come on out here. We love Joe Shad, but we got to get him on the Tua bandwagon. Look, and what I told him now is the truth. Until we see him get an opportunity, I think some of us aren't going to give it up. And I get some of you out there, you've already given up. And that's what's going to keep this discussion alive until he either proves it either or. But I will tell you this, it's not going to take 7 years like it did last time with 17. You're not doing that again. But this year, if you get that line and that running game going, you should see the quarterback that a lot of us think he can be. So that's when the debate ends. The debate ends when you finally get to see that. And then those of you that don't believe, you can then say, I told you so. And those of us that do, if we get proven right, then we'll tell you we told you so. Is the mic still working there, Sean?
Test one. Yes, I believe it is. Very
okay.
Good. Yes.
All right.
Didn't drop it too hard.
No, I didn't drop it too hard.
But, do you think a lot of this, though, is because of the Tannehill debate?
Yes.
He was getting rushed to judgment either way.
Well, and we screwed around for 7 years without making a decision on Tannehill. So people feel like, oh my God, we're doing it again. Right. And if you've already made your mind up about Tua, for you, this is year 10 now. 7 with Tannehill, and now you're adding the third with Tua. So you're like, hey man, it's 10 years and 2 quarterbacks that I know can't play. Okay. So being a Dolphin fan is incredibly difficult because you've been beaten down so much that it's hard to ever have hope or maintain it or find it. And that's, or patience. Patience is not something a University of Miami or Dolphin fan have anymore. They don't want to see another rebuild. They don't want to wait through another coach. They don't want to find another quarterback. They don't want to wait for another AD. They don't want to wait for another whatever. Both football programs, both fan bases have been beaten down, and they're kind of tired of it all. So when you tell them, oh, it's next year, that's like a dog year to them. And that's the problem. So this discussion will only end until Tua decides it, and hopefully Mike McDaniel will give him the platform he needs in order to excel. By the way, hey, why don't we do a little KSDT? Huh? Let's do a little KSDT sports business report. I got an interesting sports business story, and it's something that has been in the news a lot. All right, so one of we've two words that have become a part of our vernacular and something that we've all gotten used to saying is Russian oligarch. All right, a lot of people had no idea what a Russian oligarch was or is. Now they have found out what Russian oligarchs are and how they're tied to Putin and how rich they are and all of that. Well, in sports business, Russian oligarch Roman Abramovich is going to sell his Chelsea soccer team because in this cancel culture, which sometimes this cancel culture stuff is crazy, but in this case against Russia, it's a good cancel culture that's going on. And they're canceling a lot of stuff in Russia, which Biden, you moron, stop buying oil from Russia, you idiot. It's only 3% of it. Stop buying anyway. So this guy now is going to sell Chelsea, and he has to, because can you imagine? Everything that's tied to Russia is not going to be bought. Bars are taking Russian liquor off the shelves. I mean, this is going all out against them. The entire world, the free world, is lining up against Russia. And Roman knows that now he's got to sell because this will put his soccer team and his players in a terrible position because he's the owner. The only thing that sucks about this is it's so Donald Sterling-like, right? Because they're both scumbags, and now they're both going to come out with billions, right? I mean, Donald Sterling made more money on the Clipper sale than he should have because the guy, what's the crazy-ass man's name that owns the Clippers now? I forgot his name. But anyway, he paid like double. Was it? Ballmer. That's it. Steve Ballmer. That's it. So that guy paid like double. And so this racist ended up with a hell of a lot more money than he should have gotten. Now you got this guy who obviously is not a good person. He gets to sell Chelsea, and are you kidding me, dude? That's one of the biggest soccer clubs in the world. Now, here's the kicker. He has created a charity to help Ukrainians, part of the sale of the club. So he's trying to do some good PR because these oligarchs that have profited from Putin now are kind of trying to distance themselves because of this whole war and this mess. Sports, business, and politics all clashing together. KSDT, Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
One more thing in basketball that I want to talk about. Derrick Jones Jr., sir, I got nothing but love for you. I want you to know I'm pretty close to buying a Derrick Jones Jr. Jersey. Now, if he would have finished the job off with Grayson Allen last night, then I would have definitely bought the jersey, okay? Because Grayson Allen may be the guy I despise the most in all of basketball, all right? Growing up in Little Havana, if Grayson Allen was in our neighborhood tripping people up, do you know how many times he would have gotten his ass kicked? I mean, there's no way in street ball you pull the crap that Grayson Allen has pulled. So Derrick Jones Jr. in retaliation, even though he didn't call it retaliation, tried to elbow Grayson. Unfortunately, he grazed Grayson and didn't really kind of, but if there's one guy that I'm rooting against the most, it's Grayson Allen. So Derrick Jones Jr., please do me a favor, finish the job the next time around, because that guy is not a good person, and it's a miracle he has not ended somebody's career with one of those dirty shots, trips, whatever you want to call it. That dude's not right in the head, that Grayson Allen guy. So Derrick Jones, finish off the job next time, dude. Please. Come on. My Lord. All right, so what do you got, Covington or Masvidal today? Or tonight?
Oh, the heart's with Masvidal.
Me too. What's the chat board say there? Everybody watching right now. Masvidal or Covington? Who are you picking tonight? Not rooting, picking. Okay, because you're picking Covington.
Yeah, I'm picking.
You say Covington will win. You're rooting for Masvidal.
Yeah. JP on Sports has got Covington.
All right, so let me, and don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button while you're watching.
AB's got,
says Game Bread.
Yeah, that's, why am I drawing blank now?
That's Masvidal?
Masvidal, yep.
Okay.
JP on Sports, that's what I say as well. The wrestling's going to be too much if he gets him down. Now, if he comes out not thinking and gets caught with something, if it's over quick, Masvidal wins.
Right. Yeah.
AB says I'm picking Covington too. Mob Rule Covington. The only person that Covington's lost to is Usman.
Yeah, Josh Keppel says Masvidal won't let us down.
I hope not. 305 day, baby.
All right, we are out of here. We thank Joe Shad. As always, we thank Tyler Van Dyke for joining us. Ira Winderman. So if you missed any of those interviews, you can rewind, go back, or of course you can catch the podcast, because that man right there, Sean Stanley, masters this show every single day on the show. Remember, throughout the week, let's see, on Monday, just to kind of give you a heads up what we got coming on Monday on Le Programme. Let's see, we've got Ira Winderman at 10:30, Alan Poupart at 11:30, Joe Shad at 12:30, and Marcel Louis-Jacques will join us at 1 o'clock. So that's a loaded Monday. Tuesday, Cameron Wolf, also Manny Navarro and Omar Kelly. That's how we started off. On Wednesday, it'll be Ian Rappaport making his debut here on the show, man. Looking forward to that. All right. We'll see you guys on Monday. You all be good out there. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to smash the like button. Thanks to Brett and all the great people out here at Caneswear. We'll see you on Monday, same time, same place, same bat channel. Have a good one.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans